Hi, I'm Henry,
And I'm Ulysses.
and this is Comics Odyssey. It is not, we don't spread industry gossip here, we don't use clickbait, we just look at comics and usually admire the art and the story making, stuff that we enjoy to read. We want to analyze it a little bit and show it to people who might not have seen it before.
Yeah, and this one looks great. Looking forward to Alex Toth. I only have one Alex Toth thing in my collection. I don't think it's as good as this. And there's a guy on Substack, Johnny Cannon, who's a huge Alex Toth fan. I'm gonna send this to him after. I'm sure he'll have some stuff to say. He's basically like an Alex Toth aficionado.
Okay, well, then I have something we might want to do in a future show too. Something that he did.
Cool. Yeah, and this will be publishing the 20th. Your Kickstarter is still going to be up.
Yeah, it goes until the 28th of May.
Okay, so we got a couple shows left. Links will be down below. Threat Quotient, Chapter 1 of Tales of the Earthbound. I keep hounding Henry to make a black and white version available. I don't know if he's going to do it. I did.
It's superheroes. It must be color.
Yeah, I backed the deluxe edition. It was $50, and you get extra stuff in it, like scripts and stuff, and process like behind the scenes stuff, right?
Yeah. So you get with the deluxe edition, you're going to get some original art and storyboards. You're going to get, some script excerpts to go along with it, and also I'm going to do kind of a deep dive into the characters and how I came up with them, and the thoughts that went into the character development and the character design.
That's awesome. I love that. I liked all that extra stuff. I bought a Denny O'Neil Joe Quesada Azrael Deluxe Edition, and it has like the character design stuff and like pages of uncolored art. And I love all that stuff.
Yeah, me too. So hopefully a lot of readers. Well, I mean, I had some who signed up for the deluxe edition.
Nice.
So, well, a few things made me think of this when I started looking at what kind of show we were going to do, and one was someone recently brought up heavy metal, and another one is like your admiration or your penchant for black and white. Mm-hmm. And so the first time I saw a cover image in an issue of heavy metal, and I didn't subscribe to heavy metal. I didn't buy it every month or anything, but sometimes I would pick it up, and it was the stories were weird, they were disjointed, they were often perverse, but some of the artwork was just spectacular, and some of the ideas were really cool. Well, anyway, they were advertising this book on one of those pages. That's like you could write in and order this book or something from whoever put that ad in the magazine. And I didn't do that, but I couldn't afford it, every time I thought about it. But I thought just this image right here sold me on buying the book. This retro pulpy image, very stylistic, and at the time I was really deep into retro style, retro culture. Yeah, and I still, appreciate the golden age of comic books, and this was like kind of from the same era, or was supposed to be from the same era. So this cover, I just thought it was fantastic. It captured the feel of not film noir, but the gangster stories and of the time. And gangster movies were a genre, and I think there's a lot of homage in this book to the gangster movies, like from Warner Brothers, going back to James Cagney and Edward G. Robinson and those guys. But anyway, so
this?
let's see. Catalan Communications.
Huh.
Catalan. I'm
trying
not
to
sure how to
find
pronounce it.
I just like on the eBay. I'm not seeing this comic. Like to try to find the value of it. I'm just curious. I'm not finding any of this.
Well, a couple years passed, and I found it, I think, in a comic book store. So I picked this up, and there were other ones made. There was Torpedo 1937 and some other ones. And when I was writing that blog post about it, I found, pages from books that I have not read and stuff. And some of them were colorized, which I'm with you on that. This is the kind of story that, in my opinion, should stay black and white.
Mm-hmm.
But E. Sanchez Abuli, he's a Spaniard who wrote this. And then, of course, Alex Toth, and Jordi Burnett. Alex Toth is going to do a couple, and then he left, I think because of a morality issue with some of the storylines. But you're going to notice a difference in the thought, in the word balloons.
Okay.
But this, can you see the whole spread here?
Yep.
And so I thought this was a nice touch. The stylized title. They got a picture of the Andrews sisters up there.
I love that monochrome thing. It's so.
Oh, yeah, and the sepia tone in this photograph.
Yeah, it's of its era,
From like a Hooverville or something. Yeah. And like the Buck Rogers spaceship, rocket ship deal. It all captures the feel of that era, which is really like, at the time I was just all about that. I was really into that. And more. There's a Thompson submachine gun, or AKA Tommy gun. Picture outside of Burlesque Theater, which is where, if you were really naughty, you'd go see a film of some woman lifting her dress high enough to see her ankle or something. There's Bonnie and Clyde. I don't know, this picture from some dance going on. Duke Ellington. So these are all the little items from the milieu, from the atmosphere of that era that I really appreciate.
Yeah.
A Dick Tracy badge. Of course, the M1911 Colt. Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers, Gene Harlow. It went from glamorous to gritty.
Can I ask you, because I'm always impressed by car guys or gun guys who can look. I had a buddy in middle school who just loved big rigs, and he could look at any truck and instantly identify it. And when you look at like something like that, what is the first thing you see? Is it the shape, or what is it that you look at that you're able to identify it so?
Oh yeah, it's
easily?
the shape. So the M1911 has got this recessed part right up here, where I think the slide, not the slide, the rod that the spring goes through is right inside that right there, and so that right there is a tip off to me that this is a 1911 that you're looking at.
That's a fine detail to immediately pick out. So
yeah, and it's got, of course, a lot of them have this grip right there, so you can grab the slide and pull it back without slipping. But yeah,
okay.
It's also one of the most popular handguns there's ever been.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I am kind of that way with cars, at least high performance cars. My oldest brother's far beyond me as far as that goes, but I know a little something about those too.
That looks great.
By the way, so Torpedo, it was so sometimes the mob, of course, then you had the Italian mobs and the Irish mobs and the Jewish mobs back in the Prohibition and days after that, and they often referred to their gangsters, their henchmen and stuff, as soldiers, because they ran it kind of like a paramilitary organization. But sometimes if you had someone who went out to commit an assassination and you got the kiss of death and all that, and you wanted to rub somebody out, that person was usually called a torpedo.
Gotcha.
But here it's like, I don't know if they knew that or they did and they just wanted a double entendre because his name was, this character's name is Torp something. It's an Italian sounding name. Torelli. Luca Torelli.
Okay.
Yeah. And like there is some nudity. You see a nipple once in a while and stuff like that.
Uh-oh.
But it's pretty gritty. So this guy, and let me know if you want me to stop, but I'm gonna try not to spend too much time on a deep dive this time. But
wow.
Yeah, ain't that something? And the details of that, I think this is still Alex Toth. And of course both these artists are superb, but
look at the negative space on that top right panel of the right hand page.
Oh, here?
Yeah, so it's like the negative space it has more weight than the characters. For some reason that is very mesmerizing to me.
Interesting.
It's the pool of black, right? It really pulls the eye.
Yeah. Huh. And I know over here, is this still in the, whoops, I have it crooked. Over here, I think these are really striking images where
Amazing.
They dominate so much of the panel with just black. And here, I guess so that they don't ruin their R rating and go to an X, most of the bodies are blacked out, but there's still enough detail you can tell what's going on.
Yeah, they call that rim lighting, where we have lighting that just wraps around the edge of an object.
That makes sense.
There's like the framing there is so good, right? Like the lady in the top right of the left hand page, like the wall behind her is just pure black.
Well, there's a little hint here that it's a brick wall. You get a little detail.
And that's all you need, right?
Yeah.
To read as a brick wall, but it frames her, and then the next panel is another big frame, but the frame has a gun, so it's that tension between the gun and the lady walking.
What do you think of this? So this guy's in silhouette, but his arm and the hand holding the pistol is out in the light.
Yeah, so that's because that's the important thing you need to see.
Yeah. But I don't know if I've seen it done this way before. This character, who's called the Torpedo, Luca Torelli, he's street smart in some ways, but he's really, really foolish in other ways. And usually he's super foolish when it comes to women, which my young self could certainly relate to. And when I say foolish, I mean painfully foolish. That's why I don't like this better, is because his character, I just feel like kicking him in the ass sometimes. And like the signs, because they had a lot of signs, neon signs and signs with tungsten bulbs that were this way back then. He really does capture the essence of the period, it seems to me. And Alex Toth was good at this. So the one we might do in the future, if you want, is called Bravo for Adventure, and I bought that graphic novel. And it's really unfortunate that he never finished that storyline completely, or he never did more with the storyline. But again, he really got these details right. It reminds me of was it Dave Stevens who did The Rocketeer? Because he really got the details down in The Rocketeer. Okay, and this is still Alex Toth here. Another thing too, if you read the dialogue in this, he's always trying to use these idioms and these turns of phrase that were popular back then, but he almost always screws it up. So that's a little bit of comedy relief in there. And then he's got a guy that works for him who's kind of plays kind of a comedy relief once in a while.
Oh, that's funny. I remember reading another comic that was very much like that. That kept messing up the. Oh, yeah. No, I can't remember. But I saw that gag done. That's not too long ago, actually.
Uh-huh. It makes sense because I think he's an immigrant. He came from Italy, and so English wasn't his first language, so he's trying to pick it up, and he tries to, I guess, maybe modify some of the sayings, and he doesn't know enough about the structure of the language to do it. By the way, English is a really freaking hard language to learn, as you probably know.
Now I remember it was in David Mazzucchelli's Asterios Polyp. There's a character who does exactly that.
Stereo what?
Asterios Polyp is the name of the main
Asterios Polyp.
Asterios Polyp. Maybe we'll look at it someday. It's pretty much just steady six-panel grid.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? But it's, cinematic. You got the close-ups and the angles and stuff. Seems to me like he's having fun with it. And here's that shadow under the hat brim, but you can see part of one eye there.
Yeah. I like a steady grid, actually. I do like it.
Do you?
Yeah. It makes you, it doesn't draw attention to the layout. It draws attention to what's going on in the layout.
Yeah. Well, I must say it doesn't bother me. The six-panel grid doesn't bother me. And I guess places like here and here, he plays with the margins, with the edges of the panel a little bit. Or maybe it's just sloppy. He didn't feel like going back and erasing that. So I certainly empathize with that after spending so much time trying to color my graphic novel.
Who's got the time,
Right. And if it's black and white, if I ever get my space opera illustrated, I'm probably just going to leave it like it is. No color. I'm just going to put the word balloons in and off to the printer. Right. Oh, some interesting, I thought you might appreciate some of this too, the sound effects, the onomatopoeia. Well, this is one that I use. And the clink is pretty common, but there was a taka taka taco, taka taka takado.
No
taka
sproing?
takado? Huh?
No sproing?
No sproing yet. This is pretty typical. Bang, bang, bang. But if it works, it works. You don't have to be unusual all the time. And this is one of those stories with the dame involved. And he's going to prove what an idiot he can be.
Everyone's so stylish.
Yeah, look at the face on this guy.
Really good balance of on the lettering and the artwork.
Yes, he gets a lot of story told without dominating the panels with the balloons. And I just noticed, since you brought it up before, now he's gone from the six-panel grid to these, what would you call it, splash panels at the top?
Yeah, well, there's still 6 panels. It's still sticking to the grid, but he's just joining 2 panels at the top.
Okay, yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, he's playing with the rhythm. When you have a steady grid, then you have the reading experience is very rhythmic, so that when you do something like that, you're breaking up the rhythm, so that you can use that like storytelling wise. Now he's breaking the grid here.
Oh yeah, down here.
Side.
Yeah, you're right. Huh? Interesting choices. And I happen to love. So these are period correct cars, and I love the silhouette of this one here with the rim lighting. Now that I know that that's the right word.
Yeah, with those headlamps there.
Yeah.
That's a cool car. Yeah. What is that kind of car? What is it called?
I think this one's a. Now I'm not an expert so much on cars from back then, but I think this one's a Buick.
It's like the ZZ Top car or something.
Well, they took an old Model A, and they made a street rod out of it. So that's probably why it looks so similar, because those came from the same era.
In the summer here, there's a car show, and I like to go to that and like draw some cars. And there's a guy who's got like a car like this.
Oh yeah,
who
is
shows
it
off,
original,
yeah.
like all stock, or did he modify it into a street rod?
I think it's modified. Like I really don't. You know what? It's kind of like this, but it's like it's smaller and lower to the ground.
Okay, is it kind of? Whoops, is it? I can't turn my hand the right way. Is it kind of raked where it's higher in the back than the front, and
No,
like with big fat tires on the back?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't think so. No.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't know enough about cars to be able to communicate to you what I saw.
This is like, so this guy's getting gunned down, and first of all, the sound effects is like it's getting bigger as it goes toward the right of the page as you're reading it, and then this is just, it shows the violence and the gruesome, I don't know what you call that. It's visceral.
Brutality. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
And he and this woman are like in cahoots, and they put on an act like that they were getting married as part of the scam they were pulling against somebody.
So
It just, the art is so good in this.
Stories.
Huh?
It's an anthology of short stories.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that. Yeah, they're all about Torelli, but it's an anthology, and there's no, I think, if I remember correctly, there's no two stories that are like connected, other than the characters and the setting.
I love that panel with the ship pulling in and the seagulls and the clouds. It's very minimalist, like the line, but it's it's very evocative, right?
Yeah. That's something I really admire. He didn't have to work too hard in this, and yet he conveyed what's happening so well.
I wonder, like, the decision of putting like an element at the top, like a rafter or something.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder why.
So I'm wondering if he just drew the whole panel before someone came in and added this caption box.
Right.
But then here something interesting is going on. He's got the word balloon stuck. Oh, and by the way, the word balloons are different, so I think they've changed artists by now.
Okay.
So it's now Jordy Burnett. But anyway, this picture intrudes on the word balloon there, which is, I'm sure people have done it before, but that was an interesting choice. So much, I'm prone to forgive some of my pet peeves about the character, just because the art is so really nice. It's really nice to look at. Here's that shape in the 1911, the Colt that I was talking about. So that's one of the things that makes it distinctive to me, besides the overall shape, I mean. What do they call it? A improvised silencer.
Oh yes.
The pillow. And here's another vehicle, some kind of truck or paddy wagon or something. Again, and it's partially in silhouette. Just looks really cool.
So good.
Yeah.
Just all you can do is just look and admire. I mean,
Yeah.
just this character, that character guy, he looks so good. He looks so
Yeah.
like, I don't know. It's like he's there. He's like he's a real character.
Yeah. Yeah, and despite my complaints about his character, he's real. He seems like a real guy. He's not a cartoon cutout or anything.
So is the story meant to like glorify him, or is it just a
No, that's what's interesting about it. It's like some of them he outsmarts the other bad guys and proves that he's really streetwise tough guy. But in some of them he's an idiot, and because of his foolishness he gets left holding the bag. So he's not just flawed. I mean, he's deeply flawed in some ways, and he's got a little bit of Dunning-Kruger syndrome going on. So he thinks he's smarter than he actually is, and in some cases, it's proven quite well that he's not as smart as the people he's dealing with.
Mm-hmm. The top left-hand panel there, where it puts you in the action.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's very immersive. Cause you're like, it really puts you in the driver's seat of that image. I find that angle.
And he's shooting this guy in the back, and the guy's kind of disappearing into some fog. Yeah, like that's almost a metaphor for his life fading away or something.
Right.
And then what do you think of this? I mean, you probably know what technique this is called, but this is, I don't know, it's supposed to be the sky above this train or the subway, and it's like smudges of black.
Can you put it up closer to the...
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know how that's done. Probably brush.
I was just curious because you usually point those things out.
Imagine it's brush.
Okay. And then this one's kind of this is a story that got me really pissed at him, and this is a good girl, but she's not drawn like a good girl. I like the shape of her. Wow. Again, kind of reminds me of Dave Stevens, because is that his name? Am I getting it wrong? Is it Dave, or is it another first name that did the Rocketeer?
I think you're right.
Okay.
I think you're right. Yeah.
But boy, could
Dave
that guy
would draw women like that?
Yeah, could he draw a woman? Wow. You know who else? It just popped into my head. This is going to seem bizarre, but who else were some really outstanding artists? Not just in caricature, but just in general, were some of those artists from the early Mad comics before it became Mad Magazine. Wow, those guys, and they were doing it all for laughs, but man, they really knew, again, minimalistically, they could really, they just made some knockout images. I think Wally Wood was one of them, but there were others too.
Every one of these panels is amazing.
Isn't it though? And I just love the background details. They put us right there in 1936 New York.
That's crazy. Just the command of light is on full display here.
Yeah. As far as black and white comics go, I mean, there's a lot of great ones. But this one, using the black and white to make a mood and an atmosphere, this is a really good example, in my opinion. And there are some comedic moments, so there's a little bit of humor thrown in here and there.
Feeding them a fish.
He stuffed these fishes in their mouths. Just tell him you went fishing and hooked some great cod. Now beat it. I should have used the accent. Just tell him you went fishing and hooked some great cod. Now beat it. And she's... So this story, like he was protecting this guy. He was getting rid of some mob muscle that was harassing this guy. And the price that he charged was, a night with the guy's wife. And she did not want to do it. She's, she wanted to be loyal to her husband. And he got rough with her, and it's really despicable,
Gross.
But then, I think, is this the one I'm thinking of? She, complained about what he was trying to do to her, and her husband belts her one, backhands her or something. Say, you better pay him up,
Goodness.
So it's really gritty. There's action pose there. The speed lines on the automobile. Oh, here's one you might like. See how they made the sound effect go behind him, so it's partially obscured by his body? Mm-hmm. Scream! Like telling you that they're hitting the brakes.
Yeah. That's a very well drawn vehicle.
Yeah.
Yeah, vehicles are tough.
Really? That was one of the easiest things I did, because they're they're in fixed shape, so they don't. If you get one little line a millimeter off, like on a face, then the whole expression's screwed up. But with a car, it's pretty easy. You keep it all the same, just at different angles.
I find it tough.
Huh. This guy looks like a cartoon character. He looks like Barack Obama in a cowboy hat. Again, background details. Oh, I love it. I love the trouble they went through to do all this. They never, I guess that would more depend on the dialogue, but they never actually jar the suspension of disbelief. I mean, how much research did they do to find out how a vintage barber chair like that was put together?
Seriously. Yeah, these guys had now we have the internet. We know how everything looks like.
Yeah.
These guys had to keep magazines around. They had what they would call morgue files. It was just magazines, photographs, picture books, just of everything.
And probably multiple trips to the library to see if they could find more photos, more images of stuff from the period.
Yeah. I'd love to have some video footage of them drawing this so I could watch how they do this to understand, a little bit more behind the thought process and just the technique.
I've heard somewhere there's a famous sculptor. I don't know if it was Michelangelo or I don't know who it was, but they made they're famous for some line about the art was already inside the block of marble or something. He just had to free it.
Yeah.
And I wonder if it's the same way for guys like Alex Toth. Like that, the image is already there. He has to just, I don't know,
trace over it.
Something, yeah. But
trace over the invisible image.
This is kind of a minimalist, and yet just with a few lines and making those shapes, you know exactly what it represents.
Yeah.
Could learn a lot from this guy, from either of these artists, actually, if somebody's just starting out.
Just copy images. Keep the book on your desk and just try to draw what you see there, and just do a whole bunch of those.
Funny you should say that, because somewhere, and I've been trying to find it the drawings I used to make. From that little, so the image was about that big in heavy metal on that page that advertised this. I have a sheet of typing paper somewhere, if it hasn't got destroyed in the flood or something, where I did copy this image from the cover, just because I thought it looked so cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I did. I mean, if I'm looking at something, especially back then, I could draw it and I could make it look like they made it look, without tracing. But because my hand-eye coordination was really good back then, I just had some bad habits. And there's the contrast of the fat cat here and the assassin here. At least, or the criminal anyway.
Good character
He's
design.
actually a crooked cop, this guy, but he looks like something. Looks like a fat cat. And there's those lines again, showing the grizzly, burly type of, probably an Irish face, I guess. Trying to intimidate the Italian immigrant kid. And he gets his. And this one I really like, because I really like some of the early jazz, especially when swing derived from it. That's one of my favorite genres. I mean, I have a lot of genres I really like, but I get in kicks where I listen to it now and then. And this story's like, it's got this, it's related to jazz in this story. This is really something. It's one of those things you take for granted until you start thinking about what would it take to draw that.
Yeah, just when there's a lot of figures there, it's tough.
Dapper Dan smelling his own flower. This is part of Twirly's brilliant idea. They're going to dress up like clowns to pull a job.
Oh wow, makes for a pretty intense looking page.
Oh, this one, yeah. Again, the shadows here and the form on this dame. Good grief, yowza, as they would say back then. And the Thompson, especially when you had that vertical foregrips, very distinctive shape. So I can pick out a Tommy gun, at a mile away.
It's the archetypal mobster gun.
Yeah, gangster weapon. Yeah. And contrasting it with, just horrific violence occurring here. And of course here they broke away from the grid too, or I guess you could say they kept the grid, they just divided these top two, right?
Yeah.
And then the same thing with this panel here.
Yeah, makes it feel like more chaotic, like there's more things happening because there's more panels.
Yeah. Extreme close up here, you can see the cartridges ejecting from the Thompson. And then meanwhile, apparently this this trumpet player's been playing the whole time while all this is going on.
Show must go on.
Yeah. And this guy looks like a Mustache Pete, one of the old mafioso Cosa Nostra guys.
Look at her hair.
Yeah.
This is beautifully done.
Yep. And era correct, because that hairstyle was very popular. And then they do these little, I don't know what you call that as an artist, but these little, they look kind of like an explosion or a burst or something to show that her earrings are shining.
Yeah.
Where the light hits it.
Yeah, sunburst.
Sunburst, okay. Yeah, and right here.
Or lens flare.
Lens flare, yeah, that's one I'm familiar with. This one, I think he goes out of New York, and I don't remember exactly, but he goes to, I think he goes to Florida or somewhere for a job. And this guy, well, yeah, you can kind of tell. Again, minimalist, almost cartoony, but this is an old Chinese guy. So I guess that's what really appeals to me. This is one where I'm more drawn to the art than the story, and this the style is what really pulls me in and makes me like it. And makes me, if I ever find a good deal on one of the other books, one of the other Torpedo books, I would pick it up. But I doubt I can find a good deal on them anymore. They were made in the early 80s, and they're probably, yeah. That other comic site, Comics Online, the one that's like showing the 404 error now, I wonder if we could have found it on there, but I tried doing a search on the link at the one that you sent me today, and it wouldn't do anything.
All they got is the Torpedo 1972.
What?
Yeah, released in 2024, so it's kind of a...
His grandson or something?
It's in the same vein, but it's a different thing. It's the same writer.
Oh, okay.
Enrique Abuli or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And then the artist is Eduardo Risso.
And there he's got a low angle shot on the sidekick or the henchman here. But when you get back to the bar, it's kind of like not as low angle. So playing with perspective here. And again, the details in the background. Just, I admire their attention to detail. Ooh, there's some violence for you.
Wow, look at the reflection in the bottom right there.
Here?
Yeah. It's so atmospheric.
Yeah, so you, again, almost minimalist, but you can tell it's a cobblestone or a brick lined street. You can tell there's a puddle here because it's reflecting a shape, must be his.
Yeah.
And this time he's going to dress up like Santa Claus to pull off the caper. Nice action panel here. Hits a guy so hard he tumbles ass over tea kettle, as they used to say.
And that's horrific. There on the next page, it's
Ain't it though?
Horror.
Yeah. This is pretty disturbing stuff, and this was made in the early 80s, remember? So I think some comics were, most comics actually still had the Comics Code Authority, so this was really underground, really, I don't know what you call it, avant-garde or really risque back then. Huh?
Edgy?
Edgy, yeah.
Amazing.
I like this panel. So they're in a joint on the wrong side of the tracks. So okay, you wait. We're almost done. they're in a seedy area in a black part of town apparently, and here like most of their faces are enlightened, right? Like the light's hitting it right, but you can tell they're African Americans.
Yeah.
This one's obviously more cartoonish. It reminds me of Will Eisner's character, Ebony White. It's more of a caricature, which you'd be arrested if you made a drawing like that today.
Yeah.
But this one's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
You see
great.
this? Yeah. Oh, love that too. So the Dutch tilt and the partially silhouetted car heading toward the viewer.
It's a lot of vehicles.
Streak.
Again.
Yeah.
Man, that looks so good.
Oh yeah, so I'm remembering this one now. There's an interracial relationship that's pertinent to the storyline here. I assume he's Irish. This cop's face is really, again, cartoonish. Like, when you think about the way this mouth or lip is drawn, it doesn't make any sense, but when you don't think about it, when you just take the whole image in, it seems okay.
That's cartooning.
Yeah, you kind of got the expression. And that's it.
Man, that's a great book, man.
Yeah, I'm really glad I was able to pick this up back in the day.
It's crazy. Like I try to look online and I see articles about this, but I can't see this book anywhere. So it's like people who got this book are holding on to it.
Yeah, I don't even know how much it's worth. Probably a lot. It's not mint condition, but I got it in decent condition and I've kept it that way.
Yeah, I don't know, because I don't see anything on eBay for it. Oh, wait, see one here. No, not that one. I see some, but not that one.
On eBay?
Yeah, oh, here.
What do you see? Do you see 1937 or
I see
issue 2 or anything like that?
Issue 3, issue 6, issue 2, issue 3.
Like how much are they going for?
So asking price on 5 here is 38.
Okay.
Someone's selling number 1 and number 2 together for asking price 190.
Ouch.
One's issue 2 and 3 $38. So all over the place.
I had to check that out then because I'd like to get more in the series. Just once again because I love the style of
There's
the art.
an omnibus, but it's in Italian.
Oh, yeah.
So these must
doesn't help me.
have been Italian books.
Well, why did I think he was Spanish? Well, I think the artist is Spanish, but maybe he was working
Well, I don't
in
know.
Italy.
I'm guessing. It says La Legge del Talon. I don't know if that's Italian or what language it is.
Yeah, not sure. Of course, I did get, this is how bad my memory is getting, but I sent you the link to the blog post I made on this, and I think I explained it there a little bit better than I have tonight. So if you do want to put that in the show notes, you have that link.
Yeah, will do. Weird. It says Riverside is saying you are now recording on a new track because you changed your device.
What?
Yeah. It says.
Oh, yeah, I see the same thing.
Yeah, it's weird. Anyway, it's recording, but I'll just have to splice it together. It says the language is Italian according to Google. It means the law of the heel. La legge del talon.
He is a heel.
Gotcha. Cool. Torpedo 1936. Another one I didn't know existed. Great, great artifact to have in your collection. Amazing artwork. I love the whole atmospherics of it. This is great stuff, man.
Yeah, agreed. Glad you liked it. I kind of thought you would with the heavily stylistic black and white.
Mm-hmm. Someday, maybe I'll be able to pull off that effect if I keep trying.
You're getting there. I saw your sketch. You posted a picture of your sketches. I think I saw it early this morning.
Oh.
And I see, using the perspective.
Oh.
In the one panel.
Yeah. I've been practicing perspective because I know coming up, I'm gonna have to draw more. Like, I can't just keep drawing people in the woods, right? They have to.
Yeah, you're gonna have to
be
go urban at some point.
Yeah, interiors and in town and different. So I'm just trying to be tackling perspective a bit more. Yeah, and the plan is before doing Spirit Girl 5, I want to just do some drawing of just different places, scenes, different time periods of the world building I've been doing, so that I'm not just, I can just kind of let my imagination loose. Whereas when you're drawing a comic, you got to draw the thing that is in the panel. But I want to be able to kind of just follow my intuition for a bunch of drawings.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe publish that in comics, or if I have many, publish it as a comic, and then I'll jump into Spirit Girl 5.
That's probably an important detour that you need to take, actually, thinking about it.
Yeah.
But I was going to tell you, honestly, Ulysses, if I had made the kind of progress that you've made just in the last couple years, I'd be really stoked about that.
Yeah, well, thanks, man. I am excited about the progress that I've made. It's a little bit hard to see it because you're in it.
You're so close to it, yeah.
Yeah,
and it's happening gradually over time. Yeah.
Yeah, and but once I've got Spirit Girl 4 published, I'll read them all, one after the other, and I'll be able to more clearly see it. It's strange because where I'm at right now is at a point of frustration where I'm drawing stuff and it probably looks as good as what I have been drawing, but I'm frustrated with it because I can't take it to the next level. So maybe it looks good, but
so you feel like you've hit a plateau.
Yeah, it's like or hit a ceiling, It's like I can't break through, so I need to shake it up a bit, do something.
So it's probably the perfect time to pause making your comic and do some experimenting and just doodling and stuff.
Yeah, I want to just I bought a bunch of anatomy books. I want to just copy a bunch of images that I see just to get used to how it feels to draw those poses and stuff, and just take comics I like and draw panels from them. Just have fun,
Well, yeah, James does that quite regularly, now that I think of it. On Substack, James Wynn.
Yeah. He does homage covers. It's a good way for him to get attention to his books because people like certain characters that he draws, So. Yeah. Well, thanks for that. That was a treat. Can't wait to what else you have in store for us for next week. So, subscribe. Remember to subscribe. And remember that this podcast also has a paid subscriber additional podcast that if you pay a measly $2.50 a month or just take out a trial, you can listen to, and we discuss all sorts of things. Today we discussed Canadian history and politics. Of course, the most exciting the most exciting topic in the world.
Huh.
Yeah. So if you want to support us a little bit, throw us a bone, and then you get some extra. So that'll be good. So until next time, see you in the next one.
All right, good night, everybody.